Sometimes you watch a film and you think, this is really important, really meaningful, and really disturbing, and I don't want to see this ever again. But that's not the case with today's episode. This is the Kazdoy Closet. I'm Kazdoy. That's my closet full of all the stuff that I love. And today, a film I thought that I'd never want to watch again, much less own, but I ended up doing both. Let's check it out. Today's film is 4 months, 3 weeks, and 2 days. It's from 2007, 113 minutes in color, in Romanian with English subtitles. This takes place in Romania in 1987 during the dictatorship of Nicolae Ceausescu. This is about two young female roommates. They're living in a college dorm together, and they're planning something. We're not sure what. They're getting some money together. They're packing. One of them is not feeling well. The other one seems to be arranging everything, including a hotel room. And she needs to meet this man who is a stranger to them. We're not sure what's going on. And gradually we learn that the one who's not feeling well wants to get an abortion. The problem is, during this time in Romania, abortions were illegal. And if you waited until 4 months to get an abortion, that was a murder charge. Now, as far as politics go, let me say I follow politics pretty closely on a daily basis. Newspapers, magazines, news shows, podcasts, books. But I don't talk about politics on this channel because that's not what people come to this channel for, I don't think, and I've been avoiding that. But it's impossible to watch this and not think about the current Roe v. Wade reversal, because this is where the U.S. could be headed. What these women have to go through to get an abortion for her friend is just an ordeal that no woman should have to go through. And this was under a communist dictatorship, so I can't imagine that this would be the reality in the U.S. So let's hope it's not. There's another film I want to mention with a similar theme called Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always. That's from 2020. It's an American film. And again, it's about two young women, one of whom wants to get an abortion, but they're living in a state where it's illegal, so they have to travel to another state, and all the hassles and emotional ordeals they have to go through to get that, just like in this film. There's other things about life in Romania in 1987 in this film, including things just seem to be falling apart. There's issues, and it's very subtle, but there's issues with the heat. People ask, do we have any hot water today? There's a lot of bureaucracy involved with everything you do. It's like everything's a hassle. And there's some black market activity going on too, as far as candy, cigarettes, and other everyday items, really. The director was Cristian Menju. He won the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival for this film. First time a Romanian film has ever won that award. His style in this film consists of very long takes. He lets the scenes play out. There's no cutting back and forth to characters' faces. It's a lot of handheld camera, so a very cinema verite kind of style through a lot of it. And this gives you the feeling that we are there in the room and we are going through this with these two women. And it takes place over 1 day, and there's very little music to sort of telegraph what's happening or manipulate how we should be feeling. It just plays out, and we watch it. I do want to mention the main actress. Her name is Anna Maria Marinka. She is excellent in this, and we follow her throughout the film. I think she's in just about every scene, and we're living through this experience with her. And she helps her friend with everything. I mean, everybody should have a friend as good as this, because she sacrifices a lot in this film. I don't want to give away too much. What I've given away so much, you could read on the back of this DVD case, really. There's a lot more to it, though. There's one incredible scene after the abortion scene, which that whole thing takes place in about the first half of the film. She has to go to a dinner party for her boyfriend's mother because she promised she'd go. But it's amazing because we know what she's just been through, and I don't want to say what it was, but it was harrowing. So the birthday party scene is one take, and it's one shot, and it's all these people gathered around this dinner table, and she's right in the center, and they're all talking and eating and so on and so forth. And here we get an idea about the social structure in Romania at that time and the generation gap, because most of these people are all doctors, they're older, and they're talking about what's going on in Romania and how the lower classes are no good, and they don't know it, but she's part of the lower class. And she barely says anything, and she's right in the center, and we just see everything on her face. And this goes on for like 10 minutes. It's an incredible scene. Afterwards, she talks to her boyfriend in private, and she's basically saying, what happens if I get pregnant? What are we going to do? So that reality of it comes in also. It's an engrossing film. A lot of times with films that have these really long takes, they don't work for me. I like to make fun of Sundance films sometimes, saying it's just a bunch of long takes of people staring thoughtfully into the distance. And I just think, doesn't work for me. This really works for me. There is some tension throughout because at the beginning, we're not sure what these women are up to. So that involves us. Then we don't know if the abortion is going to be successful. Will this woman survive it? Are they going to get caught? What happens if they get caught? I'm not giving any of that away. But if you want something that is really meaningful today, relevant to what's happening in the United States today, this is the way to go. I'm going to give this an easy 5 ID cards out of 5. ID cards because that's important in this bureaucracy that they always have to show their ID and leave it with people. So what's on this disc? This is a Criterion disc. It's got a booklet that's very informative, one of those fold-out ones, unfortunately. It has several features. One is a 30-minute feature about the Romanian New Wave cinema. I know nothing about that, but I'm definitely curious now and curious about this director. There's another interview. There's an interview with the director. It's about 35 minutes long. He is speaking English, but he has an accent, and I wish these DVDs and Blu-ray companies would put English subtitles on these things, even if he's speaking English, so I can be sure that I'm understanding everything he's saying. Some of them do, most of them don't. There is a interesting little 15-minute documentary about going around Romania and screening this film, because there were only 50 movie theaters in Romania in 2007, and there were 20 million people. So most people in Romania weren't able to see this film. So they got the film and they took it from place to place and showed it to different people in Romania, and it has their reactions to it, which were quite strong. And then there is a press conference at the Cannes Film Festival with the filmmakers and the crew and the actors and the journalists asking questions after having just seen the film. So where can you see 4 months, 3 weeks, 2 days? It's streaming on the Criterion channel. The Criterion sale is still on till July 31st, so you can buy it for $20. Or you can try your local library. You might get lucky there. Who knows? So a big recommendation for me for 4 months, 3 weeks, 2 days. I was going to have the lovely Mrs. Kazdoy Closet watch it. I wasn't sure how she'd react to it, so I just watched it on my own for the second time. So hope you like this video. Feel free to leave a comment or suggestion down below. Films you found disturbing but important, not sure if you'd ever want to watch them again. Okay. Leave a thumbs up. Don't leave a thumbs down. Subscribe would be great. We're getting close to 300 subscribers. I never thought that would happen before the summer was over, but it looks like it's possible. We're almost in August, so that'd be great if you could subscribe. Once again, I'm not selling anything. I don't have any Patreon thing. I don't have an eBay store. I don't have any merch, nothing like that. Just doing this to share my love of cinema with all you guys. And share this with your friends and neighbors. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. See you next time.